What's good, everyone? It's your boy Natsu with another video for the channel. Welcome back to DMV Sports Zone. And I got our guy back on the channel, Rio Robinson from Rambling with Rio podcast. Bro, how are you doing on this lovely Saturday afternoon?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. The weather feels good. It's not too ignorantly hot today. That most of the weekend holiday traffic was gone yesterday. It's a good week, man. How you feel?
For sure, I'm doing well. We talked about this off camera, a little hectic this week, but I'm glad that we could get this live stream going because we got a lot to talk about pertaining to our Commanders, but also everything NBA. So the first thing I want to ask you, though, because I don't think I really got a chance to before, was what are your thoughts on the whole congressional investigation going on right now for the Commanders and the whole will he, won't he show up situation for Mr. Daniel Snyder?
My first thought was, imagine having the type of money to ignore a subpoena. Bro,
ridiculous.
My man's on his yacht overseas. I'll show up when I feel like it. Imagine being able to do that. We do that, we go to jail.
Yeah.
But no matter what they do with these hearings, they're not going to force Snyder out, man. They're not going to force Snyder. You can see Roger Goodell ducking all the questions for the most part. There's not going to be 24 owners that put themselves in jeopardy of being exposed as well. So ultimately, we're stuck with this guy, and we need to win in spite of the guy at the top of the organization.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Money can buy you a lot of things, and that I feel like includes not showing up at a subpoena because, like you said, if it was any of us common folks, that wouldn't fly. But no. Yeah, I agree, man. I know there's a lot of talk about this might be it. This might be Snyder's last, chance and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, man. We've been saying that for years. We'll see. We'll see if things change. But at the end of the day, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you 1,000%. But on another note, I want to also get into the whole Juan Soto extension right before getting into our guy Terry a little bit later. But according to Brittany Garoli of The Athletic, numerous sources made clear reports of a $425 million proposal that were inaccurate. While there were reportedly active conversations about a long-term deal, the chances of an extension being signed is viewed as a long shot. But there are also conflicting reports that Juan Soto is very open to an extension with the Washington Nationals. So I guess what are your thoughts on whether we'll actually bring Juan Soto back here to DC for the long term, or if Juan Soto might be gone in a couple of years?
The learners, man, they're cheap. We always let our superstars walk out the building with the National. I actually got optimistic when I said, "Oh, look at the learners offering someone $430 million. Look at us." We're handing out extensions left and right in DC right now. Terry got his bag. Bradley Beal got his bag. Juan Soto, deservedly so, should get his bag. This is an MVP candidate type player. Take care of your superstars or someone else will, because in baseball, someone will surely pay him the going rate that you will not.
Yeah, I agree. Juan Soto, among the guys you mentioned, Bradley Beal, and Terry McLaurin, even though we love those guys, I mean, I would say Juan Soto is the best,
he's on a different level.
Athlete. Yeah, he's on a different level because he, like you said, he's an MVP candidate. I believe he finished second or third last year. NL
Bonafide superstar.
Bonafide superstar. Already won a championship. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I want Juan Soto back, not just because I just bought a jersey, a year ago, but I just want him back because he is definitely a superstar, and yeah, he's a good guy as well. But you talked about Beal. I'm gonna ask you that next. What are your thoughts on the whole 5-year, $251 million extension that Beal signed with the Wizards?
NBA money is insane. I'm looking at contract. I'm looking at guys like Jalen Brunson making $100 million, guys like Wentz Dort making $90 million. It's crazy. I know NFL players, they get sick to their stomach seeing these NBA contracts because there's no position cap. You can almost Zion has almost proved nothing in the league yet. He just got $230 million. So I can't be mad at all at the Wizards keeping their all-star player. I don't know if I want to call Bradley Beal a superstar. I'll say he's an all-star, but $250 million, good for him, man. Good for him. That's generational wealth for him and his family. We kept a guy here. What else were they supposed to do?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, I get that sentiment. And obviously, I'm all for players getting their money. I really am across all leagues and stuff. At the end of the day, though, I've been on the whole Wizards should tank train for a while now. We didn't get far with Beal, and I still don't think we'll get far with him over the course of this
I don't
extension.
think he's a championship quality #1 option though.
And
And
we're
that's
paying him that kind of money,
yeah, you're
which
paying him to be Braun, Giannis, Curry, and he's not a top 10 player in the league, but it'd be like that with the way NBA money looks nowadays.
yeah, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Man, I worry about the Wizards, man. We'll get into this next, but I feel like our only hope to really like contend for a championship over the next 5 years, right, over the course of Beal's extension, is if we bring our hometown guy KD to DC. Because
that
I don't
boy,
know, man.
that boy.
I know. What about KD potentially going to the Suns or Miami, and maybe even pairing alongside Kyrie with the Lakers? I mean, what are your thoughts on
Someone's going to trade for him. Like, someone absolutely is going to trade the farm for him, but it won't be. I don't think he'll go. Like, he's pretty much made it clear home ain't it. Like, and I feel him, because when it gets to a point, like when you get to a certain stature of your career, you want to keep home at arm's length. Like, I always want to look out for home. I want to come back and visit. I don't need to come back home, bro. Like LeBron, like the only person that wanted to come back home to Cleveland, Ohio.
Respect. That's how. I don't know. I feel like that's how it should be.
Left again, though. You notice he left again, though, because home, you need to keep home at bay. You don't need to go back home after you made it, man.
But the thing is, Rio, he still brought a championship to Cleveland, even though he did leave again. I feel like, I mean, that masks for like a lot of, you know, the anger, I guess, with him leaving. But no, bro, he said, I remember Kevin Durant said, I forgot the radio interview, but he was like, you know, I already gave DC like my all, like I'm ready to like explore new places and all that. I mean, he's already explored a couple of places. I feel like it's about time.
He said similar things in that PG County documentary that came out a while back too. Like, that's why I can't actually see it. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just sucks because you see the contrast, right, with him and then LeBron like coming back, and I don't know. But I mean, what about Kyrie? You think he could go to the Lakers, pair alongside LeBron again?
First of all, as a LeBron fan, I would love to have Kyrie back, but Kyrie is such a wild card that, bro, like I could see him not playing basketball this year. Like, dude is so, you don't know what you're gonna get from him. He's either dropping 50 and killing dudes, or his chakras aren't aligned and he's sitting out for a couple weeks. Like, I don't know what we're doing with Kyrie. Does he want to play basketball anymore, man?
I don't know, man. You see his tweets and stuff. I think right after he opted in, he talked about how, like, I forgot like how the tweet exactly went, but like he said, real leaders like make changes or something like that. Like, I don't know. He looks at himself like what Stephen A says, right? He looks at himself as like the leader or like the martyr, and everybody else is like peons. And I feel like I definitely get that vibe from him. End of the day, though, superstar player, and I think to pair alongside LeBron once again with AD, his bubble wrap self, hopefully healthy.
Just sit AD to the playoffs and let Kyrie and LeBron cook and fill the roster with. They got some young talent over there: Lonnie Walker, Toscano Anderson, and Troy Brown. Man, just get some snipers and get Kyrie over there with LeBron and bubble wrap AD to the playoffs. They'll be all right, man.
For sure. I'm gonna shout out everybody in the chat. Gerald P, first one in here. Good afternoon. It's about time. We're about to get into that right next. My guy, and Jared's corner as well.
My boy.
Freddie Lee, finally caught you live. No problem, bro. Thank you for joining. And Awesomeness Sports, Patrick West as well. Thank you guys for joining. But the biggest news by far in DC over last week was the Terry McLaurin contract extension. I believe it was 3 years, $71 million. Can correct me if I'm wrong. But what are your thoughts on the extension and Terry finally signing here long term?
I mean, I told folks to give it time. I told them it was going to be done over the summer. There will not be no entertaining, no trade options. That was all just other fan bases and media just trying to stir the pot. We were going to take care of our guy. You can't preach and hammer in culture, and not pay the absolute epitome of that culture that you're instilling here. And that's on and off the field. This dude shows nothing but humbleness, humility, and he produces despite the fact that we've had 100 quarterbacks since he's been drafted. He's managed to still pretty much outproduce his draft class as a receiver, no matter who's throwing the ball to him. It was a no-brainer. He got his money, and he got a 3-year extension. We got him through 2025. He gets to hit free agency again at 30. We can take care of him again, or we can move on. But I think he's a lifer at this point. And his message and his memo that he sent out saying, I wouldn't want to play or represent any other fan base or organization, made my heart smile, man. Shout out to Captain Terry for the bag, man.
For sure. I mean, Terry McLaurin is everything you want out of a superstar wide receiver. I mean, in terms of on the field traits, he has the speed, he has the route running, contested catchability. He has everything that you want. And then obviously his leadership and his character, bro. I mean, that tweet that he sent out, that post, right, where he just thanks everybody. And I mean, that was amazing, bro. And what you said about saying I don't want to play for any other fan base, like, especially with everything that we've been through over the last couple of years with this organization, for him to say something like that, bro, it made my heart smile as well.
People they're staying here. They're choosing us, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's tough. Jonathan Allen last year, now Terry McLaurin this year. Like,
McKissick chose to not go to the Super Bowl favorite and stayed here. Man.
Yep.
What a time.
What a time. And it's interesting because you also can see the contrast between like a Terry McLaurin and a Deebo Samuel, right? I know you saw the video of him like shoving off pretty much like a kid. Yeah. Bro. Come on, man. And then obviously all the drama throughout the offseason, will he, won't he stay? And I don't know. Terry did it the right way. Proud that he's gonna stay here long term. And I think he's gonna be on the market. I mentioned this on my IG story reaction, but I think he's going to be on the market at like 29 years old, which is a low-key, very smart thing on his part because he's probably going to be up for another big contract, right, around that time.
And that
because he came into the league.
That gambling and TV money is going to be skyrocketed, so he's going to be making quarterback money next time he gets paid again, as long as health stays on his side and he keeps producing, which I expect him to.
Yeah, and he came into the league at like a relatively older age. I think it was like 24. He's 26 right now. So it just makes sense for it to be a short-term contract for him. But, okay, so how lethal do you think our current wide receiver could be with Terry, hopefully a healthy Curtis Samuel? We also have De'Ami Brown, Jahan Dotson, who we'll get to a little bit later. But, I mean, thoughts on that group?
I love the youth. I love the speed. I love the versatility. There's no excuse for the offense to not be explosive this year. There's no excuse at all. Like, I expect them to do numbers this year, and I expect, like, this guy to light it up for us this year, bro. I expect it. I expect honestly, the defense needs to do its part because they already have the pieces to be a great unit, but I think the offense is going to be the conversation and the talking point when it gets to the end of the season. I think we're going to do numbers this year, man.
Okay. All right. So I guess, I mean, you showed the 11 jersey. You think Wentz?
Oh, it's a t-shirt. It's the t-shirt.
T-shirt. My bad. Yeah,
it's a t-shirt jersey.
you think he's up to the task of
Absolutely. I think Wentz is about to fry. I think he's going to give us our first 30 touchdown quarterback season in 55 years, and he has no excuse to not thrive here in this system with the weapons that we have. He has a full room the whole offensive room is full. The tight end group is good. The receiver group, we have burners. We have a possession receiver. We have a slot Swiss Army knife, knock on wood, as long as he can stay on the field. Year 2 of De'Ami. Like, there's no excuse for Wentz not to do numbers here. He has a much better offensive unit than he had in Indianapolis and his last couple years in Philly.
Okay. I mean, he had Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. All right.
That's it?
All right.
That's it?
No, that's not it. I mean, he had. I get it.
Pittman ain't Terry.
But he's still a good receiver in this league.
He's solid. He's a solid receiver, and that's it. Zach Pascal.
Okay. All right.
Zach Pascal. Mo Alley Cox.
Huh? VCU, right? I think he played for the.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, and it was basketball. I think it was VCU basketball. If I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
Tell you,
Okay,
bro,
all right.
stop sleeping on Wentz, bro. Wentz about to fry, bro. Wentz the best quarterback we had in a minute, bro. Like, appreciate it.
I'm okay. I don't think that's saying much though, which is the problem, right?
But
That he is our best
he's
quarterback.
significantly better than what we've had recently. Like, it's not
We'll
like
see about that in the wins-loss column. We'll see about that.
I mean, we can't though, because the quarterback, it's not like baseball. Like, quarterback wins aren't a thing. He could go out and throw for 400 and 4 touchdowns. We could lose the game.
I think when it comes to quarterbacks, though, wins, in my opinion, I'm not saying it's the end all be all, right? Because Alex Smith had a great record, right, in his playing days. But I don't think anybody was clamoring for him to be the starting quarterback for the future. But I think wins is it's a stat. It's a stat.
It matters. It matters, but
Yeah.
it can easily deceive, though. Like, there's quarterbacks on team. Jimmy Garoppolo is in the NFC Championship, it feels like, religiously, and he's not a good quarterback at all.
Fair. We'll see. I have my doubts on Wentz, just given what he's shown the last couple of years. But then again, I agree with you. This is probably the most playmakers that he's ever had on
His
an offense.
stat line on the Colts last year takes us to the playoffs here last year.
I mean, you could say the same about Kirk Cousins' stats lines when he was.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is nice. Kirk Cousins is good.
He's overrated. He will never lead you to a championship, which is what you want out of a starting quarterback.
I mean,
not even a championship. Past the first round.
Dan Marino was a great quarterback, and he never won a championship, man. Like that, it's subjective, man. Like he's a really good quarterback, bro. Kirk is a really good quarterback.
But Kirk and Carson Wentz were brought in as quarterbacks to elevate their teams, their respective teams, to push their teams to, Super Bowl contention. Both did not do that. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Rodgers is a god. When the last time you seen him win a Super Bowl? It's been over a decade. So, it's not easy to win in this league, man. It's not at all. That's why it feels like the whole overrated and the numbers versus wins things, it's really subjective, and it seems like it's targeted towards certain quarterbacks. While we look at great quarterbacks like Drew Brees only won 1 Super Bowl, and Rodgers only won 1. Rodgers ain't been back since, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. I made that face not at your comment. I made that face at
no, you good.
Corey's comment right here, bro. And I have Venom for Wentz, my guy. Okay, Corey. Okay, all right. I won't even discuss that. But okay, so going back to Terry though, what kind of season do you think we should expect out of him in terms of stats and overall production?
89 catches, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Give it to me. I need it. I need it.
We are on the same wavelength. I said 92 catches, 1,280 receiving yards, 9 receiving touchdowns. Wow, and that would be exactly we're right there. We're right there. And 9 touchdowns would be the same amount that he's had over the last 2 years combined. So, I mean, that would be nice if he could get to that mark.
It would be nice to see him finally get his flowers nationally, because we have someone who can get him the ball. He can catch the ball in stride now. He don't got to come back for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
He should be able to catch his streak. And a live arm will do wonders for this offense. I just don't need Carson trying to attempt left-handed passes, and then we'll be good to go.
For sure. I mean, I agree with you on that. And last thing on the Carson Wentz stuff, like, I didn't mention this before, but I will say this, like, I have my doubts like on the field, but all the off the field stuff, I think a lot of that went away from me when I went to OTAs and I actually got to like talk to him, and we were both there and like get autographs and all that, bro. He's a good dude. Like what you were saying, Rio, at the beginning of the offseason, like maybe his Christianity sort of like pushed others away.
Faith,
and that's
faith.
Like I definitely could see where you're coming
what is he doing? He's not toxic. Yeah. Like what is he doing to push all these people? Like, bro, it has to be his faith is too strong for some of his younger teammates, and they don't want to hear it or something, because he's like the nicest dude ever, bro. Like, what?
No, I agree with you there, bro. Okay, so we got to Terry, got to Wentz. I want to specifically spend some time talking about Jahan Dotson, because, I mean, I feel like where I stand. Like, maybe on draft night, I was like one of the many people in the stadium who were like, scratching our heads a little bit about the pick. But bro, literally the next day, So watch some more, film, some highlights about him and all that, and just read up on him, bro. I've been high on him ever since, bro. I think Jahan Dotson is gonna go off for us this year, bro. And I think he's gonna be a special player.
He looks the part, bro. Like I will easily walk back my draft night reaction because obviously I was fixated on the Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williamses of the world. So when we trade back and get Dotson, I'm like, oh, what are we doing? This wide receiver 7, wide receiver 10, like a slot. No, I was talking out the side of my neck. This guy looks the part. His demeanor, the way he answers questions, he sounds like a little clone of Terry. He sounds like he's going to be Terry's little brother on the team. He has the best hands on the team. His hands are sponges, bro. Like, love Terry to death. Terry body catches a lot. Jahan Dotson don't body catch anything. He snagged everything out the ground.
You know what Wentz said about him, right? He was like, in terms of all of his years in the league, he has one of the most natural hands. Yeah, so
he looks the part. Nobody can cover. When we were at OTAs and Wentz hit him for that 65-yard bomb, I was like, "Whoa!" The corner and the safety didn't stand a chance, and that was a starting defense.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I mean, I'm happy for Wentz and I'm happy for the Dotson connection, but man, our secondary. But no, I agree with you, bro. I mean, I could see this guy like going for like 900 yards, maybe even pushing 1,000 this year. Like, I'm super high on Jahan Dotson.
They have a plan for him. If you didn't think he was gonna start here, he's starting opposite Terry on the outside. That they have plans for Han Solo. Like, he is about to be a part of the offense for real.
Yeah. I just feel like a lot of people, though, maybe not among our fan base, but nationally are very much sleeping on him. Like I think there was a post on IG talking about like which rookie receiver will break out. Dotson was not even on the list, and they were reaching for guys like George Pickens and Christian Watson from the pack, like guys that were picked after him. So I guess my next question for you is, do you think Dotson will actually end up having like the best rookie season among the wide receiver class?
I'm not sure he'll have the best rookie season, but he's going to be amongst the most productive of the group. I like George Pickens. Christian Watkins can't catch a cold, so I need to see if he can catch passes before I see. But I mean, he's playing with Rodgers, so that's a cheat code automatically. Rodgers may easily vault him over all the receivers. We got Sky Moore in Kansas City, but I like how we have him set up to succeed here. Like, you can't, if Curtis is healthy, we got Terry, Curtis, we have a running game. He's going to see a lot of solo coverage and he can get open. He knows how to get open. He can, he's going to make plays. He's going to have his opportunities to make plays. And I think he's going to get the ball early and often. I can see him going crazy week 1 versus Jacksonville.
Yeah,
like Terry did versus the Eagles in his first game.
Man, it still nags at me like today that Terry could have went over like 200. I mean, he could have had like multiple touchdowns that game.
Oh my God, yes.
Freaking Case Keenum found him. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. I think Jahan Dotson, he's gonna be up there with all the other guys in his class. I think you also can't sleep on obviously the first receiver drafted right in a Garrett Wilson, or the second receiver drafted in Garrett Wilson, because I think Zach Wilson's also gonna have a comeback year this year. So I mean, yeah, there are a lot of guys that he has to contend with, but I definitely agree Dotson will produce.
I like the Olave fit in New Orleans as well.
Fair. With James Winston?
Crab legs, he had him at 6-2, 14-3 touchdown interception ratio. He was hooping him before the ACL went out last year.
Yeah, I agree with you. Which rookie, though, other than Dotson, do you believe will make the biggest impact on the team this season?
Wide receiver?
Which rookie, like in general, on this team, do you think will make the biggest impact?
Oh, okay. I'll say Colts. Percy Butler. Okay. Percy Butler. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, Percy Butler. I want to say Brian Robinson, but I'm gonna say Percy Butler because I really feel like they have a niche already. Like they already plan to have him in the lineup off rip. And is he going to be the Buffalo nickel? Is he going to be the free safety? I want to say Brian Robinson, though, because that's my guy. That's my guy. And I feel like he's going to get a lot of carries, and he has natural hands as well. And if Gibson starts to fumbling this year, he could see Tom as RB1. He's going to be the RB1 here eventually because I don't see us paying a running back in a year or two when the contract's up. But I'm going to go Percy Butler because I see him playing a big role in the defense off rip.
Yeah.
I'll probably be wrong, but I think they have a very specific plan for him. Mathis could also play a big role. He could be the new Matthew Ioannidis here or a big space eater. But now I'm going to go Percy Butler. Master P.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Percy Butler should play pretty well for us or play a lot for us this year. I mean, they talked about at the post-draft press conference, like, immediately, like, talking about Percy Butler and his fit on this team and, like, how much he's going to play and all that. So I definitely see where you're coming from. I'm going to go with Brian Robinson, though. And before getting into why, like, shout out to you. You were pushing the whole, we need a running back, right, to pair alongside Gibson, like, very early in the offseason and stuff. And, yeah, man, I agree. Like, Brian Robinson, I think he might not put up the most rushing yards. And obviously he's going to be RB2 at least to start the season. But I think where he's going to make a mark is in terms of goal line carries and getting touchdowns. I think he's going to be, for fantasy reasons, I think Gibson is not going to be the best of fantasy running backs because he's not going to get a lot of touchdowns on the ground. I think a lot of those will go to Brian Robinson. And because of that, as soon as he, racks up those touchdowns, he could potentially be our best rookie performer this year. So I'm going to go with Robinson. I liked him coming out of Bama. He's a very good running back, and and pass protection as well. He could do that. So
he's a bell cow. He's a typical bell cow running back. That's why, like, he's the type of guy that could be a volume runner. You give him 20 carries, he'll be good with it. He has the body and the battering style to take the punishment. So I like it, man. I love the pick.
Yeah, Richard Motley in the chat. Morris says that Robinson reminds him of Peterson. Which Morris is that? Is that Alfred? Like, confused.
I don't know, but I don't know about AP, but I like him though.
Yeah. Speaking of, we didn't even talk about this in the beginning. Man, our guy Adrian Peterson boxing. Le'Veon Bell.
He's done beating up kids. He's gonna fight left Bell now.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah. I was just gonna rave about what he did for us in DC, and I can't do that after that. Oh no! Oh yeah.
Everybody's picking Bell to win this. Have you seen this? Everybody's picking Bell, bro.
Why though? Because he's younger? Like,
because they say he's boxed before. He has boxing experience, but Lev Bell, I can see him coming out of shape, and AP is always in shape. And I feel like for that alone, and that he's just a horse. Like, I can see him winning, but I'm gonna watch this dumb fight.
Bro, oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe youth and like his boxing experience probably is why people are choosing Le'Veon Bell to win this.
I'm rocking with AP.
Me too. Especially with what he did in DC. And I thought he was super underrated here, man. I don't know. I just love to see the way he ran the ball here. He always found the crease and always got his positive yards. And I don't know. It was just a change from like our running backs previously outside of, I guess, Alfred Morris. But
because he never left yards on the field. His vision was amazing. Like, despite the fact that he was at the latter parts of his career, he always found the crease. His jump cut game was immaculate, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Jay Gruden, every chance he got, man, he wanted to push this guy out. He wanted to elevate, a Darius Geis or someone else into the rotation.
It's because AP, like, you knew what it was when he was on the field. It was mostly a running down. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have that.
Still good.
Yeah, he was still good though, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we talked about the Terry extension, but who do you think is up next in terms of an extension? Maybe a Deron Payne or a Montez Sweat, or I mean, who do you think is up next?
I think they'd consider a Payne extension, but I think they're going to let Payne walk after the season. We're going to get a comp pick for him, but it would be nice to keep him around. But bro, we can't pay everybody in one unit. Like we can't pay Allen, Payne, Sweat, and Young. Like, we can't, and we have to think about the future at some point. So
that's where Fedarian Mathis comes in, right?
Yep, and that's where your second round pick comes in. You get one more year of production out of Payne. He leaves for a compensatory pick, and you move on with Fedarian. But I think next up we're gonna be talking about a guy like Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat, and then eventually Chase. If Chase proves to be what we expected him to be when we draft him, I would love to see what he looks like when he comes back. He's been in the lab with Vaughn. They've been getting the tutelage of Warren Sapp this offseason. There is no excuse for this defensive line to not live up to expectations and play to their draft position this year.
Yeah. Richard Motley, Montez Sweat, love in the chat. Freddie Lee, big expectations on Carson Wentz. Okay, so we got some Carson Wentz believers in the chat, and Rio himself as well. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm with you, bro. I think Montez Sweat's probably going to be the guy that's next up. I think Deron Payne, they tried, like you said, but I think Fedarian Mathis is definitely going to be his replacement. And I shout out to Payne though for showing up to team practices.
How would you feel if they do lock Payne up for an extension this month before camp?
I would have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, it's conflicting.
Yeah. Like, obviously Payne, he's been a good player for us, but I feel like like you said, you can't pay everybody. So if you have a chunk of money going towards a Payne, right? Like maybe one of our other guys won't get re-signed, or I would worry about our cap situation as well, especially if, Carson Wentz, as some people in the chat think, he might ball out, or, he might do well this season.
Would need enough to extension.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, it would be mixed feelings for me, because it's like, oh, we taking care of our own. Look at us, we keeping the gang together. But then it's like 2 interior defensive linemen with big contracts with Payne and Allen. Yeah. We got 2 edge rushers. Edge rushers make quarterback money. So you're pretty much telling yourself you got to choose between Tez and Young, unless you're going to allocate like a few $100 million on one unit of the team who's not yet proven they can be as elite as they were drafted to be yet. So you put yourself in a real tight conundrum if you pay Payne. But I would like to see it, because I want to keep the gang together. But because honestly, I don't care about money. Money can always be, you know what I'm saying? You can find monopoly money in your pocket with NFL.
The Rams.
Exactly. But do we want to put that much money into one defensive line unit?
Nah, not when we spent a premium draft pick on Fedarian Mathis to, I think, replace Deron Payne. When I get it, Shaka Tony, James, like they're all like pretty good players, right? They're okay, but like, come on, bro. Like we don't have really anybody to like actually replace a Chase, even with all the criticism of Chase Young. We don't really have someone to replace a Chase Young.
You don't believe in F.A. Abada? You know what's crazy? F.A. Abada's produced as much as Chase over the last 2 years.
I know. What was it? 6 sacks last year? 5 sacks?
As a depth edge player.
Man,
I love this team, man.
Yes, bro. And then you're gonna have some people out there who say, bro, like sacks aren't everything. They don't measure everything when it comes to like, an NFL. Bro, when you're an edge rusher, sacks are like what passing yards are for quarterbacks, bro. Like
they pay bills.
Exactly. Like that's
a 4-3 defensive end. There's no reason why you have a sack and a half through 9 weeks,
9 games.
Season. Like, and yes, there's more to it. There's win rates, pressure rates, and all that. I'm tired of seeing Chase run past quarterbacks and play pity pat with tackles, bro. I need to see him with a full pass rush bag this year. I need to see a swim move. I need to see a spin move. I need to see him use his hands. Like, look at the Bosa brothers, bro. Look at Chandler Jones. They always win. Like they always win with their hands and technique. Khalil Mack, he can beat you with his strength and his technique. Chase and Sweat, they can't just rely on sheer athleticism, because it's the league and these NFL tackles not going for that.
Yeah, bro. And I remember, shout out to Noah, who's a co-host on this channel, but he was talking about, I think it was like a couple weeks into the 2021 season, about comparing Chase Young to Jadeveon Clowney, and I just like scoffed at that. I'm like, no way, bro. Like Chase Young, he's gonna be better than Jadeveon Clowney. Like he's gonna put up more sacks. He's gonna be a star for us, or he already is a star, but he's gonna be a superstar for us. And honestly, I mean,
it's not a bad comp right
it's
now.
not a bad comp.
My boy Marshall wore him. Shout out to my guy. He calls him Blonde Clowney. He calls him Blonde.
Oh yeah. Blonde Cloudy. Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, like you said, yeah, the comp isn't too bad, but yeah, I mean, I get it. He's working out with Vaughn, bro. I'm tired of all these like workout videos being posted on social media for any play. Like, bro, just put in the work on the field come season time, bro. I know there are fans that do get hyped about that kind of stuff, but bro, no offense to all you guys, I could care less. Like, I want to see all this stuff like on the field and like players actually producing. We've seen this for far too long when it comes to this team. Players, I mean, Darius guys, I mean, some other players that, yeah, like just put out these videos on Instagram and everybody gets hyped up.
Translate to wins. That's what we want to see. We want to see. I'm predicting 11 wins, so I have to see it happen, bro. We haven't seen 11 wins yet in our lives, Nati.
I know. We'll get into like, schedule like wise, like how we see the schedule playing out for us. But yeah, man, I want to see 11 wins. I don't know if we'll get there, but I definitely want to see that. But okay, with Chase Young though, I mean, thoughts on like the rumors? You may miss the first couple games of the season, may start it on, I think it was the PUP list, right? Or because of his injury that he had last year. Like, you think he's gonna be ready come week 1?
I don't need him to be ready week 1. I need him to be ready when he's 100%. I don't need all in for week 1 RG3 circa 2013. I need him to be all in for being 120% healthy, because if we rush him back and he has a setback, that's going to throw away his whole season. I need Chase Young and Logan Thomas to come back when they are completely healthy. We got young depth players that will hold it down until you are ready, my guy. But who knows, though? Chase is an alien. Like, he may start camp on the PUP and be ready by week 1. We don't know yet. I don't see Ron and them putting him in a position where they're going to rush him out there, though, because we've had too many discrepancies with the medical staff. Our last head trainer was Walter White from Breaking Bad, apparently. We don't want any more headlines regarding the medical staff on our team here.
We really don't, man. And then obviously, I mean, Trent Williams situation, medical
God.
staff. Bro, speaking of again, like there's so many people. Whenever I tweet about Trent Williams, there's so many people who are like, "Get over it!" Like, he left.
I miss him.
This man's is gonna be
gold jacket,
bro. Like, he's one of the best left tackles of all time. Like, I feel like a lot of fans can't see through their hate of Trent Williams, or like how the end turned out for him, bro.
They shouldn't hate him because Bruce Allen was. You see how fast he became the best tackle in the league again when he went to.
Yeah. When he pretty much said similar things for us, but when it comes to San Fran, they do get some buzz. But
Good
yeah,
you,
bro.
I miss Trent, man.
I miss Trent too. And then everybody talks about, we replaced Trent adequately with Charles Leno. Obviously, Charles Leno, marvelous job for us. I'm glad that he got an extension. He's here to stay, pretty much. Great guy as well. We all see him on Twitter and everything.
His levels, though.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. But yeah, so last thing on Chase, though, I will say this. Obviously all these lists, right, that people put out, media puts out, they oftentimes underrate our players, right? Like whether it be like, future young superstar list, or like, best players under 25, all that, right? They usually don't include our players. But this is the one time where I think some of these lists might actually overrate a particular player on our team. And I think it was a Bleacher Report who put out the best players under 25. I think it was like something like that. And Chase Young was like top 3, top 4. And I'm like, and he was above some notable guys on that list that I don't know. So like, my point is, bro, like Chase Young needs to put up or shut up like this season. I know he's coming off of a season-ending injury, but I'm sorry. But I mean, Nick Bosa had 15.5 sacks last year after a torn ACL. I'm not saying he has to put up that many sacks, but like, 9, 10 sacks, maybe. I don't know.
Shout out ref the district. Nah,
Yes,
we're
sir.
not even going to sugarcoat it, bro. You need to give me double-digit sacks this year. I'm sorry, bro. You're year 3, and I'm looking at these guys. I'm looking at dudes like Azeez Ojulari outproducing Chase. Chase needs to give me 10.5 sacks minimum this year. I'm sorry. I need it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. He needs to show up, and hopefully he will. Hopefully he won't miss too much time to start the season. But I mean, that's our thoughts on Chase Young. I want to get your thoughts though on the rest of the NFC East. I know the Eagles made a lot of moves this offseason. Drafts, free agency, trade, everything. Yeah, the dream team. The dream team that might work though. The dream team that might work. The Cowboys, I mean, I feel like they've gotten worse over the course of the offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, what Giants are the Giants, but what are your thoughts on the division? I think the Cowboys might repeat as champions. Eagles potentially make the playoffs again. Where did the Commanders stand in all this?
We're going to win a division at 11-6. We're going to clinch the division week 18 in the whiteout game at FedEx Field versus Dallas. But it's going to be tough, though. It's going to be between us. Bro, I'm not buying that Eagles hype because you know how I feel about their quarterback. He's not a NFL quarterback, and y'all are
better than Wentz.
AJ Brown going to be running open, and that ball going to be going across the back shoulder of his jersey. And Miles Sanders already came out and said, man, we feel unstoppable. We feel like an all-star team. He already put the Vince Young dream team quote out there. The Eagles will be humbled, and it will come as soon as week 3 when we play them week 3. The Eagles don't scare me. The Dallas, until they're unthrown, they are still the class of the division. The Giants, I like what they did with their GM coach hiring, but I'm not sure what they are. I'm not sure if Daniel Jones is going to even last the full season, if we're going to be seeing some Tyrod Taylor. And I think they're going to be at the bottom of the division as well. But I think we win the division at 11-6, and it's clinched in our final game of the season, the whiteout. I hope everybody's there versus Dallas when we go to 11-6 and we win 11 games for the first time in our lifetime. And Carson Wentz leads us in our first season as Commanders to NFC East supremacy.
Yeah, I mean, you said the Giants being at the bottom of the division, just like a lot of people thought the Eagles would be at the bottom of the division last year before Jalen Hurts took that team on his back and led them to the playoffs. But
he didn't put them on his back.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of did.
He had 16 touchdowns, bro.
But how many yards on the ground?
Okay, but no, but he had 16. You have less than 20 touchdowns. You did not put a team on your back.
I mean, a lot of what he brings to the table is intangibles.
If that's the case, Davis Mills put the Texans on his back last year. They didn't win a lot of games, but come on, he didn't put them on his back. Bro.
When you account for all of his stats, including rushing stats and his intangibles,
who they beat last year?
They beat some teams. They beat some teams.
They did not beat some teams last year. They did not. They beat like one team with a winning record. Like, bro, they did not beat.
But Carson Wentz couldn't beat the Raiders last year or the Jaguars with a chance to get into the playoffs on the line.
Quarterbacks don't beat
with a better team. Actually.
The Colts haven't beat the Jags in Jacksonville in 6 years, so like that's not making.
Okay, but Carson Wentz was brought in to be the answer, to be
but Carson
the reason why.
Also can't play defense.
I mean, yeah. I get that. I really do. But at the end of the day, I think the only reputable site that has said that Wentz is better than Hurts at this point is Sims, right?
I don't care about sites, bro.
I'm just saying it's not a crazy opinion that I have.
I would take all of the second-year quarterbacks over Hurts. Like, Hurts is not a good passer, bro. And he's not Lamar. Like, if he was Lamar Jackson, I can get over the fact that he's not a passer. Like, God rest his soul. As a passer, he's not farther ahead than Dwayne Haskins was.
But again, what Jalen Hurts brings to the table is not just passing. It's all the intangibles, the leadership. He galvanizes the entire team. He did that at Bama. He did that at Oklahoma. I'm just telling you.
He didn't do it at Bama.
I mean,
you know what he did?
more
He
so
did a mean
Oklahoma.
handoff. He did a mean handoff at Bama. He did a lot of handoffs at Bama. And then as soon as Tua came, a quarterback with actual quarterback characteristic, they said, get this dude up out of here, man. And then he went to the quarterback whisperer in Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley will have me and you looking like a Heisman candidate in Oklahoma. Well, everybody but Spencer Rattler, that is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
we're gonna see though, man. Y'all, Wentz, you gonna be wearing a Wentz jersey by week 12, bro.
I mean, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him because I'm rooting for our team. I mean, like I want him to do
Wentz
well, but
Wentz about to fry,
bro. Let me just say this. So I agree with you, Giants bottom division, but I'll just say this: given my take, given our boy Jalen's take as well, that Hurts is better, even if it's slightly better than Carson Wentz. I think with the way the Eagles are built right now, I mean, I get it. You know, they might be overrated a tad bit. I don't think that they're going to be in, Super Bowl contention talks, but I think that's going to give the Eagles the edge to win the division. I think they're going to win the division, but I think we're going to find a way to get into the playoffs as a wild card over the Cowboys.
You got Dallas finishing third?
Yes, I do. I've been saying that, bro.
Can't do it,
yes.
bro.
Yes, they lost a lot of guys, bro. They lost a lot of guys this offseason.
Dak is still like leaps and bounds better than the rest of the quarterbacks in the division, though. Like I'll take Dak and their offensive unit, like Pollard and Zeke, and their. I think I hate Dallas, and they took a significant step back this season, but they're still, until unthrown, they're still the favorite in the division this year.
I mean, I get that, but they lost Amari Cooper.
I would think the Eagles would really be the favorite if they had a quarterback, though.
They do have a quarterback. A quarterback is better than our quarterback, but and I think that's enough.
You know, Carson Strong?
No. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. And
running back.
A quarterback. A quarterback plays quarterback position, can throw the ball. Can throw the ball a little bit, has mobility, leadership.
Hey, he don't do that though. He don't do that throwing thing, but he do everything else though.
Did he do that against our defense last year?
Man.
We had
a 10-point leads with Garrett Gilbert and Taylor Heineke versus them last year. I don't fear the Eagles at all, bro.
Okay.
They got better this offseason. I don't fear them at all.
They did get a lot better on defense and on offense.
They're gonna be nasty when they got Bryce Young or CJ Stroud in the draft next year.
Yeah. I mean, okay. All right, Rio. I see it. Fat Mike here. People forget how Dak looked. Exactly. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the loss of.
He was never trash. Dak was never trash though. Like,
I mean, not trash, but like he wasn't a Dak that we know now before. And maybe you could talk a lot about the development, right? The player development with the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, bro, I don't fear CeeDee Lamb at all. Even against our defenses like the last couple of years, CeeDee Lamb never really scared me. Exactly. So I think that's a huge loss, Amari Cooper, and obviously we gotta fear Micah Parsons. Definitely gotta fear Micah Parsons, but
he killed us last year.
I mean, my gosh, bro. But I think we have enough. I think we have enough on offense now to supplant the Cowboys for number 2 in the division and to get into the playoffs. And who knows? Maybe all 3 of our teams can get into the playoffs because the NFC, bro, is weak this year. Like, you got the Rams, you got the Bucks. The Packers, though, I mean, they lost Adams. They did improve on defense.
I was sick when Brady came back because that was a whole team that just take off the list, and now you got to put them back on the list. I was like, yes, that's a spot that opened up, bro.
Yeah. But then again, we beat Tampa Bay. We beat Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, with the guy that a lot of people think is way inferior to Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke. So I mean, if Carson Wentz is that guy, he should he should put up some wins this year. And I think honestly, outside of those top 3, I talked to Pedro about this via Twitter, but outside of those top 3 teams, like who else in the NFC? The Eagles, the Cardinals?
The NFC is kind of food. Like we should if we don't make the playoffs this year, something went very bad. Something went very wrong, and it happened very fast.
Yep. You think, I mean, we got to talk about it. Ron Rivera, think he might be on the hot seat?
No. His leash is ridiculously long here. I think he
Okay.
was. I think, bro, we never got his contract details, bro. There was a reason for that. All we knew was 5 years. His leash is, unless we do something like go 3-14 or 4-13 or 3-14 or something like that. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And coordinators might get fired. Like Jack might get fired. He might start firing position coaches, but Ron ain't going nowhere. Ron's gonna leave on his own terms because Dan needs Ron. Ron is more than a coach. He's an ambassador. He's a respectable face that can fall on the sword for our idiot owner. And Ron's not going anywhere. Ron's going to leave on his own terms. He's not going to get fired here.
At some point, though, man, wins are the name of the game. And if he gets us to only 7 wins this year, 7 or 8, bro, I think he's definitely on the hot seat. I'm sorry, I got to say it. I respect Ron, bro.
I think he is with fans. I don't think he is actually, though. His leash is long here. I'm telling you, his leash is very long here, bro. He wears a lot of hats for the organization right now.
You know, I guess that's fair.
Like, Dan is not in any position to fire a guy or put a guy on a hot seat right now. Because Dan, even though he's not going nowhere, his seat has never been hotter than it is right now. But they have to produce. But Ron Leash is crazy here. I think at minimum Ron gets 5 years, which is his contract. No matter how this stuff plays out.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
But he'll be on a burning seat, though.
Yeah. I feel like he's already getting, I don't know, some hate from the fans just based off 2 straight 7-win seasons. But I think
everything.
I know. But I'm rooting for Ron. I mean, we both got a chance to, talk to him during OTAs. He's definitely an awesome guy. I'm glad that he's here in DC. I want him to lead us to wins. I want him to be the coach that, leads us to a Super Bowl one day. That's what I want, but we shall see on that. I do want to also ask you, though, about the whole Deshaun Watson thing, the whole situation. I know you have some thoughts on that. And I mean, if he's obviously, this doesn't matter at all, like compared to the real life stuff that matters when it comes to, the women like that are accusing him of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and all that, and everything. So I completely get that, but he might be suspended for the entire 2022 season. Thoughts on us potentially not having to play him at the tail end of the season?
Shout out to us getting to play Jacoby Brissett. If that's the case, I feel like I need to take an extra shower a day for defending and wanting him to be our quarterback. Because as more details come out, that's a nasty boy, man. Him and Dan, that duo, that might have been the most disgusting duo in the league, man. I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, my.
If the Texans were enabling him, which is disgusting, by the way, they were pretty much setting him up and having him hand out non-disclosures to go do his nasty deeds with these massage therapists. Like, I couldn't imagine the enabling that Dan Snyder would have done if he would have got his hands on Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to get suspended for like 10 weeks. I don't think they're going to suspend him for the whole season because the NFLPA will somehow save him from getting that done. But if he doesn't get suspended for the whole season, bring me Jacoby Brissett to DC. Please bring him down late season instead of Deshaun Watson, because if he does end up on the field, I don't expect rust. I expect him to just come out and hoop. So, you know what I'm saying? I would love to play Jacoby Brissett instead of Deshaun Watson, but the league, they got a real tight situation with that as more details get out. He settled 20 of the 24 things, but it still the optics are terrible. And if he would have came here, they would have burnt our stadium down and we would have been picket sign protested every week. Like, it would have been terrible.
Yep. And I know, again, this is insignificant compared to everything else going on with the Watson situation. But honestly, if he gets suspended and he misses that Cleveland Browns game, I talked about this in my reaction right after the schedule release. I thought, the Browns with Watson, that would be a loss for us. And that would be part of the reason why we only get to 9 wins this season instead of 10. But if he is out, could potentially be another win. Might get us to the 10-win mark that I know you want me to predict for this team. But I mean, we'll see. We don't know yet. We don't know how long he's going to be suspended for.
Manifest it, bro. We're winning double-digit games this year, bro. Manifest it, Nazi.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. We have to wait for the situation to.
We're the Commanders now, bro. We washing all of that old non-negative. We washing it away, and we coming in strong as the Commanders, my guy.
I will say this, bro. I will say this. If Carson Wentz doesn't get us the double-digit wins, especially when a guy who a lot of fans think is way inferior in a noodle arm, Taylor Heineke, got us 7 wins last year with all the controversy, the off-the-field stuff, the injuries, the COVID, still got us to 7 wins last year. You're going to see me right on this channel talking about Carson Wentz.
That would look very bad on Scott Turner, too. Like, can I like Scott?
Well, I mean, but Heineke had Scott Turner last year, so I feel
that would be an indictment if you got a significantly better quarterback and the offense still didn't produce. That would be
significantly better. We'll see. That's my point, though. We'll see.
No, it's significant. Come on, bro.
I know in terms of talent, bro, but it's not just about
in terms of talent, production. Like, come on, what are we talking about?
Bro, Kirk Cousins is a significantly better talent than a Taylor Heineke. But didn't the Vikings only win like 8 or 9 games?
No, but production-wise, too, man, production matters. Like, you can't put all the team's wins on a quarterback, bro. Taylor Heineke is a backup XFL quarterback, bro.
And he still got us to 7 wins last year.
Okay,
even with all...
So what? So what?
I'm just saying, bro.
He didn't get us to 7 wins. He contributed to 7 wins last year.
Are you sure about that, bro? Are you sure he didn't get us...
A 20-15 touchdown to interception ratio did not get anyone anywhere but out of the playoffs.
Okay, but Carson Wentz touchdown and interception
15 interceptions. 15
still
5 less interceptions than touchdown. You're comparing that to a 4-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Don't do it, Nazi. Don't do it, Nazi. That's egregious, Nazi.
But where were both of our teams in mid-January?
Okay,
that's right. On the
that doesn't mean he's not better, though. He's significantly better. Kirk
Cousins, talent, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Are NFL starting quarterbacks. Taylor Heineke is not an NFL starting quarterback.
I agree in terms of talent, but in terms of leading a team, bringing the intangibles to the table, in terms of leading a team to wins, we'll see if Carson Wentz is a significantly better quarterback. We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
There's no we'll see, bro. You're comparing a 30-year-old journeyman to a quarterback that's actually started years ago.
That got us to only 2 less wins.
Wait, that guy, he didn't get us anything. He didn't get us anything, bro.
Okay. All right. I mean,
we won 7 games in spite of him last year.
Weren't the wins that we had last year his best performances, though? Am I wrong on that?
Like 2 of them. Yeah, the Falcons, the Giants game. We beat the Bucks. He didn't do anything special versus the Panthers. He didn't do anything special versus the Panthers.
What? Did he have like...
He had one great throw to Cam Sims, was like the only tight window throw he made all season last year. 20-15 touchdown interception ratio, bro. I'm not ever gonna praise that, bro. I'm not ever 5 less touchdowns than interceptions. Like, come on, 5 less interceptions than touchdowns. That's trash, bro.
I get that, bro. I just feel like, I'm not talking about you specifically, but just fans. Like, I just feel like you can't have it both ways in terms of like a lot of fans talking about how, last year we had a bunch of injuries, we had COVID. I mean, that's why we only got to 7 wins. You add Carson Wentz into the puzzle. We're instantly.
I don't believe that's why we got 7 wins like last year. I think if we had a quarterback who could actually stretch the field and throw outside the numbers, we win more than 7 games last year, despite the COVID and the injuries. The Saints, Packers, and Chiefs games were all very winnable. Both Eagles games were very winnable, and we just didn't have the quarterback to win the game for us.
Okay. We'll see if we have that quarterback this season. We'll see.
We do.
I don't know. A lot remains to be seen, my guy. A lot remains to be seen.
I've seen production before. I've seen him do it before, bro.
I've also seen 9 wins and no playoffs last year before, my guy.
Bro, 9 wins would have got us in the playoffs like your boy Jalen Hurts last year. They won the same amount of games. One quarterback produced more. One quarterback was in the NFC East, in the NFC. And that's why that was the difference.
But also, you got to look at expectations last year. Eagles were projected among most fans to be bottom of the division. Colts were projected to be Super Bowl contender. I'm just saying.
A real thing, though, man. That you know what I'm saying?
No, expectations built off of how we see each roster is what I mean.
Oh yeah, preseason, but everything changes week to week, man. Like. We upgraded significantly. You will understand that very soon when the season starts next year.
In terms of talent, I'm not disagreeing with you, but in terms of wins, we shall see, my guy. I hear you. I want you to be heard, and I hope that you're right 1,000%.
Just know that
I wouldn't
Carson
just say
can't play defense though. He can't go get sacks. He can't
I
go
know.
catch interceptions and stuff like that because that matters.
I get
Because
that.
the week 17 game versus the Raiders that the Colts played, Carson had them in position to win that game, and Derek Carr made the greatest throw of his life to Hunter Renfrow, and that's how they lost that game. And he played that game with COVID that week.
Didn't the Raiders put up like under 20 points in that game? Am I wrong on that?
Saying,
Or like about 20?
Like the Colts were gonna win that game, and Derek Carr clutched them at the end. That wasn't Carson's fault. Carson wasn't even supposed to play. Carson had COVID that week.
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying, you know, with the way that the cold season turned out at the end, Carson Wentz was a huge reason why. And all I'm saying is that he did have a great middle stretch of the season. I don't think enough fans are talking about that. Hopefully he could replicate that.
Weeks 4 through 11, he was a top 8 quarterback in the league last year. He started the season bad because he was nursing 2 high ankle sprains to start the season, which were caused by himself, but because he does too much, and he has to learn how to accept letting a play die. That's the biggest thing I want to see out of Carson here. He does way too much to make a play happen. Like sometimes you got to let a sack happen, and sometimes you have to just throw the ball away. He thinks every play is like 3rd and goal, and he needs to relax sometimes. But I'll take that over a game manager any day. Any day.
Okay. All right. But I mean, you talked about the injuries. Bro, why is nobody talking about this? Before last season, what wasn't one of Carson Wentz's weaknesses, that like he could never stay healthy? Like he was always like missing games and stuff. Like what? I get it. Last year he played all 17 games, but are we sure that's like not an aberration? I'm just
in 2019, man. He took a team with no receivers to the playoffs. His injury.
No. I'm not talking.
It was fluke. Like the injury, Clowney hit him with a dirty hit while he was down and knocked him out the playoff game. 2020, he was benched because that was his one bad season in the NFL, and that's when Hurts came in. Injuries haven't been a problem for years for Carson. Well, injuries that have kept him off the field because even though he had those 2 high ankle sprains earlier in the season, he played through it. Like injuries haven't been an issue for 3 or 4 years for Carson Wentz.
All right. Okay. Just gonna say, don't be surprised if we see some Taylor Heineke this season.
No. Oh my God! If we do, then the season is shit.
Or Sam Howell, whoever is QB2.
If we see Taylor Heineke on that field playing significant snaps, we'll be looking for quarterbacks in the draft again next year.
Yes, sir. Hopefully, hopefully you get a Bryce Young or a C.
No. I don't want that. I don't want that life.
Trade up though. Trade up.
Well, okay. I'm with it.
I don't know.
The Eagles gonna get him now.
No, I think Jalen Hurts will lead that team
to Stroud
but
Young,
again,
Stroud or Young.
I
like Stroud.
That's tough. I like Stroud too. Young left a bad taste in my mouth with that national championship game and I believe the semifinal game. He did not play well, bro. He did not play well.
He's really small statured, bro. He's nasty though, but I like Stroud. Stroud different. I like Stroud, bro.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Picking a draft to me.
Okay. I will say though, Ohio State. They have a lot of weapons. Like I get Bama too has a lot of weapons. I'm just saying, like those 2 quarterbacks, we haven't really seen them play on offenses that don't have like insane.
I like the makeup. I like the mental makeup, and I like the height, weight, speed measurements. I like all of it. Stroud is different. I watched when I was watching Olave and Wilson's pro day. I couldn't take my eyes off the quarterback, bro. Like he was. Yeah. They were there to see him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Last question I want to ask you, bro. Way too early Super Bowl prediction right now.
Okay. Let's see.
No, it's tough.
God, I do this every year, but Buffalo.
Yep.
Versus Tampa.
Ooh.
Buffalo versus Brady's back in the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh. At age 45.
The Bills are gonna beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super. I want to pick the Chiefs though because I still think Mahomes is that good that they're gonna be in the AFC.
But no Hill.
Yes, with no Hill, they're gonna still end up in the AFC Championship versus the Bills. But Give me Buffalo over Tampa in the Super Bowl. I almost picked Green Bay just because Rodgers has to get back to a Super Bowl at some point. He has to, even without Devontae. He has to get back at some point. But give me Buffalo over Tampa in the Super Bowl.
That would be funny, though, if the Packers go back to the Super Bowl with Adam no longer on the team and, Christian Watson as wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. But, I will say this. I definitely agree with the Bills, man. The Bills, most talented roster. And then you pair the most talented roster with freaking Josh Allen, man, who's arguably the best quarterback in football, maybe second or third best quarterback in football right now. I've been a huge believer. Yeah, Von Miller. And a sneaky ad from the team last year, bro. Tre'Davious White is coming back. Like a lot of people. Yeah, that's a star cornerback, man. That's coming back for your team. And I think Gabriel Davis as well, based off of what he showed in the playoffs last year, is going to break out this year. That's definitely a squad. That's definitely a squad for sure. And so I got the Bills on the AFC side. NFC side, though, I know Corey's going to hate this because he thought that the Rams carried Matthew Stafford. But no, Matthew Stafford is the real deal. I got the Rams being back in the Super Bowl. I know that's dangerous because it's hard for teams to go back to the Super Bowl again.
I like that squad. I see Brady getting his revenge this year.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, though, with like the Rams, like they added Bobby Wagner, right? I know he's not his old self, but he's still Allen Robinson. They could potentially get OBJ back maybe a little bit later in the season. I mean,
they be playing with Monopoly money, man. Shout out to McVay and the Rams, bro.
Yeah.
They do what I wish. They run the team how I would run a team, bro. Yeah. They go for it.
Facts. And a healthy Cam Akers as well, like for hopefully a full season. So I got it being Bills versus Rams, but I think the Bills, I agree with you, bro, are winning the Super Bowl. I think it's their time, bro. I would be so happy for Bills fans too, man. They've suffered for so long. No Super Bowls. I think it was 4 straight Super Bowl losses in the 90s, right?
Yeah, it was like 80. It was like 88 through 92, bro. I would kill to watch us lose 4 straight Super Bowls, bro. I would.
That's true.
Like, bro, like the
actually no, bro.
I can't, bro. Do you know how? Even though they've lost all of them, you know how incredible it is to go to 4 straight Super Bowl. Nobody does that, bro. Like they didn't win any of them, but bro, I would do terrible things to see us in 4 straight Super Bowls, bro.
But after 2 straight Super Bowl losses, bro, I would be like, nah.
Sign me up for 2 more, bro. I would love to. Son, nobody goes to 4 straight Super Bowls, bro. Like that's amazing, bro.
I mean, I get obviously
it hurts. Go ahead. I know that hurts so much.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I get it relative to where we've been over the last 20 years. I would take anything. I would take 1 Super Bowl appearance. But no, but at the end of the day, man, that would hurt. That would hurt real bad. To have 4 and to not win 1.
East. It was all NFC East opponents too. It was I believe the Giants twice, Cowboys and us.
Man. And then you would have other opposing fans like clown us too. Like I feel like, I mean, obviously they can only clown to an extent, right? Because we got to the Super Bowl, your team didn't, but like to not win any, I don't know. It'd be tough. Roger Smith.
My guy. Whoa.
What? I don't know about that.
Well, Josh getting hurt or something? Like, how they gonna fall off? Because that's a squad.
Yeah, man. I don't know about that.
That squad.
I don't know about that. And they added to running back too, right? James Cook, I think they drafted in the 4th round. I think it was something like that I heard. So I agree with you, bro. The Bills are stacked right now, starting with Josh Allen, and you have Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, you have Tre'Davious White coming back, Von Miller added. That's a scary team. And I mean, they have 2 great safeties as well. That's a great team. We shall see. Dawson Knox, I believe, coming back as well. I don't think he signed with another team, right?
I think Dawson Knox is back.
Yeah, and he played pretty well for them. So, yeah, well, that's it for this one, guys. Rio, appreciate you so much, bro, for joining me. It's always good fun when we're doing these streams. And, I hope you're doing well outside of this. And, yeah, I know we disagree on the whole Wentz
I love it.
Nurse thing, but I just love the combo. I really do. And we pretty much agree on most things. So, it is what it is. But thank you guys so much in the chat for joining. Roger Smith, Fat Mike, Freddie Lee, Kevin, again, I apologize for the block. That was accidental. I'm trying to reverse it. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. Rep the District, Richard Motley, Billy Solster, On the Warpath, Gerald P, Patrick West, Jared's Corner. Everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. And Rio, is there any last thing you want to say before we sign off, including plugging any of your channels?
We're going to have a great season this year. Make sure you're tuned in to DMV Sports Zone, Nati Abdullah and the guys over there. Make sure you're subbed to my channel. We just hit 4,000 subscribers over here. And support your local content creators. We keep it realer than the media. We're the guys you want to chime into when it comes to the season. We're winning 11 games this year. That's all I got.
I hope so, bro. I hope so. I hope you were 1,000% correct. And yeah, I agree with everything you said. And again, make sure to go sub up Rio, man. I included a link. I believe I included a link to his channel in the description. And yeah, he's a great guy, great content creator. He just hit 4K. I put Mr. 4K in the title. It's only up for here for Rio. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the DMV Sports Zone channel. We like to post fire content like this as much as possible. Also, go follow our Twitter page at DMV Sports Zone. Please get us to 700 followers on there. Our TikTok page at DMV Sports Zone and Instagram, all lowercase DMV Sports Zone. With that being said, have a great rest of your Saturday. Great holiday weekend. Great 4th of July. And see you on the next one.
Peace. Deuces.